Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And this video is gonna be more so a story time. I don't really talk about this a lot, but it's about how I lost my first child. Yeah, this is hard to talk about. It doesn't get easier even though time goes by. But yeah, let's jump right into it, guys. So the beginning of 2022. Well, no, 2021. I found out that I was pregnant, and I didn't know how to feel, you guys, because that was the first time I ever was pregnant ever in my life, and I didn't know how to feel. I was like excited, scared, like everything. Yeah, it was a lot. And I was in the process of getting a home with my husband, and that was a stress on its own. So baby, living with I wouldn't even say a friend, but living with an associate, because honestly, a friend makes you feel way more comfortable when you're staying with them. But yeah, living with associate who is also pregnant like you, but you're not comfortable in their home while you're looking for your home, that was already a stress on its own, right? But yeah, and then dealing with stress from family-in-law and just drama was another thing on its own. But I was maintaining as much as I could, and when I did an ultrasound, the doctor told me that it did not look good pertaining to my daughter's heart, and I felt like my heart was gonna drop. I was just like, you know what, he don't know what he's talking about, whatever. And then I went and got a second opinion from another hospital, and they said the same thing. And I still, proceeded with the pregnancy because I know God is in control of everything. But I stuck out. So this was when I was about 5 months pregnant, and I just stuck it out. And when it was time for me to give birth, I got induced, and I had her. She was about 5 pounds. It was filled with doctors and a whole bunch of other people in there, nurses and everything. And when I had her, she died moments after, because she wasn't able to, I guess her heart wasn't able to sustain human life. Like, it wasn't able to continue on further. And that was one of the worst days of my life as I'm sitting here even talking about it. Sometimes I don't even want to think about it, but I just feel like this video could be helpful for someone who lost a child before, and to know that they're not the only one that lost a child, especially it being your first child, you know. And it was just me and my husband there. My mom was planning to come on around my due date, but I told her when I went to the hospital that they wanted to induce me, and she already bought her ticket, so she ended up coming around the due date that our daughter was supposed to be born. My mom came a couple days after, and so did my grandmother, which made the experience a little bit easier to cope with, because I had my family come all the way from New York to come see me and be there for me, you know, along with my husband, who was, you know, always there to support us. But yeah, it made it, you know, easier to cope with. And, you know, I couldn't have done it without my mother and my grandmother. My husband, of course, was there, you know, but it's just something about having your mom there emotionally, like to be there for you emotionally, who understands, you know, childbirth and, you know, stuff like that. But they were there for a week, you know, they cooked for me, you know, we talked, we went on the military base, we had a great time, ate good food. My grandma is like one of the best cooks ever. Sorry, mommy, but I always tell my mom that my grandmother cooks better. How did I have an accent? Better. But yeah, so when they left, I felt sad again, but it wasn't as much as I did before they came. It was very emotional time, and I felt like me and my husband, we were devastated, you know. And I feel like besides my mom and my grandmother and even my sister, I feel like nobody else cared, you know. Nobody really showed care. Nobody came to visit. Nobody nobody did anything. And that let me know a lot. That really let me know a lot of things that I needed to know. But yeah, and then after that, when they left, like I said, I felt a little sad, but not as sad as I did. And a couple months after, I got pregnant again. And this time, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone because I know that there are malicious and evil people out there. Amongst the family circle, that didn't want me and my husband to be together or let alone have a child. So I got pregnant again. I didn't tell anyone. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, the pregnancy was, of course, pregnancy is just, you feel sick in the beginning. I had surgery, gallbladder surgery, when I was pregnant with my son, when I was 2 months pregnant, because I felt so sick early on in the pregnancy, and then I found out that my gallbladder was inflamed. So I got that removed, and I trusted God, and I said, okay, let's do it. And I did it, and it was a rough couple weeks, but I made it through, and no one knew. And I loved it that way. It was after I had the surgery, things just went smooth. It was a smooth pregnancy, and I was eating a lot. I was just happy. But more of the story is that there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and if you are someone like me who suffered a loss of a child, just know that your rainbow baby is coming, and don't lose faith and don't lose hope, and everything will be okay because God is in control and has the final say. So ultimately, I hope this mini story time helped someone who experienced something like this. And it was very hard for me to talk about this, but I felt it in my heart to talk about it. And it doesn't get easy over time to talk about it, as you can see in the earlier clips of this video. It was definitely, and it is definitely hard to speak upon, and this is my first time ever speaking upon it. So I definitely hope it helped someone, and it definitely did help me speaking on it to, you know, have some kind of peace, I guess, or some kind of therapy. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a family member. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you guys so much. Bye.